following is a presentation of HBO Sports.
Gennady Golovkin is that kind of phenomenon. He touches guys and they wobble.
Highest knockout percentage of any middleweight titleist in history. There it is, Cossack Thunder.
There is a monster in the middleweight division.
Predator at work. This was a gradual, systematic, technically pure beatdown.
He's the fighting pride of St. Helens, Merseyside, England, Martin Murray.
Here we go. Here we go.
HBO Boxing is back, coming to you from Monte Carlo, where tonight, this world-famous playground for the rich and famous, nestled on the French Riviera and immortalized in multiple James Bond movies, plays host to another kind of big drama show, with middleweight destroyer Gennady Golovkin in the starring role. Golovkin, perhaps the sport's most feared fighter, will make his third appearance in as many years here in Monte Carlo and will be looking for his 19th consecutive knockout win. His opponent, rough, tough Englishman Martin Murray, a big, sturdy middleweight with skills, who believes that he has what it takes to derail the Golovkin freight train.
Hello again, I'm Jim Lampley. Welcome to this very special edition of HBO's World Championship Boxing, originating from Monaco with the blue waters of the Mediterranean right behind us in this very small, exclusive arena with a crowd of only 900 to watch Gennady Golovkin, the current knockout sensation of boxing, in his latest showing against Martin Murray. Meanwhile, as you already know, there is giant news in the boxing world this weekend. The culmination of the long build-up and a negotiation which has taken an excruciatingly long period of time. Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao finally in full agreement for their meeting Saturday, May 2, live on pay-per-view. Boxing's next giant mega fight, projected by many to be the biggest economic event in the history of the sport. And corresponding to that, Mexican star Canelo Alvarez backing away from his original intention to fight on May 2 and moving his battle with James Kirkland to the following weekend, Saturday, May 9, in Houston's Minute Maid Park. A massive 2 weeks of boxing action for fans of this sport. Later on tonight, you'll hear both Roy Jones and Max Kellerman commenting on the significance of Mayweather versus Pacquiao. But first, let's turn our attention to Gennady Golovkin as he gets ready for Martin Murray. Max, what's at stake for Golovkin here tonight?
Boxing purists, me among them, like to count the lineal champion in each division as the champion. You know, the man who beat the man who beat the man. But as is sometimes the case in modern boxing history, for example, Lennox Lewis, a consensus forms around a champion, another guy, a guy who isn't the lineal champion, because maybe the lineal champion isn't willing to fight the biggest and the best fighters in the division, and this other guy is willing to do it and destroys everybody. That's Gennady Golovkin. A consensus is forming around him because he's annihilating anyone willing to get in the ring with him. He has to do it again tonight to keep that freight train moving. That's what's at stake for him tonight.
So now Golovkin prepares to make his third appearance in Monte Carlo, an annual occasion for him, the third year in a row. Golovkin's combination of elite craft and knockout power has gained him devoted fans the world over. In fact, he's fighting here in Monte Carlo for the third time as the result of the passion of one fan in particular, the father of Princess Charlene of Monaco. The royal family once again will sit at ringside tonight, and Team Golovkin is grateful for the royal treatment.
Gambling racing, casino, and boxing are all in the same group. I went to the Prince, who's my son-in-law, with a friend of mine and suggested we bring boxing back after 32 years to Monte Carlo. And we thought it would be good to bring a guy like Gennady here. So I feel pretty proud that we brought him here, and he's become a household name here.
Well, Monaco is a beautiful place. We've had a lot of support from the Prince and the Princess. The exclusiveness of this country, the casino movies with James Bond, all that makes it a perfect opportunity for us to showcase here in this beautiful country.
I'm happy to be here again in Monaco because very beautiful country, very beautiful city, a lot of beautiful people, just amazing time for me.
It's an amazing thing. I've sat watching him. As soon as that first bell goes, you just got to look at his eyes. He's focused, he's got that killer instinct, but when the fight is over, he's back to where he is, a gentleman, and it's an absolute pleasure to deal with him.
Tonight's opponent for Gennady Golovkin, Lancashire, England's Barton Murray, on the right side of the screen there as the two fighters flank the reigning monarch of Monaco, Prince Albert. Murray's major calling card, he has had two previous challenges for middleweight titles. Went to Germany 4 years ago and lost a highly controversial, or earned a highly controversial draw with Felix Sturm. And then in 2013 went to Argentina to face Sergio Martinez before 50,000 rabid Argentine fans. Dumped Martinez on his trunks for a knockdown in the 8th round. Seemed to put him down again in the 10th. It was ruled a slip rather than a knockdown. Martinez emerged with a narrow unanimous decision victory. Roy Jones, what kind of a fighter is Murray, and what must he do to stay upright against Golovkin tonight?
Well, it's a very persistent guy who has a lot of strength, not necessarily punching power, but he does have a lot of strength. With that strength, we're hoping that he can come out, be persistent enough, be pesky enough with his long punches, and absorb some of the punishment from Gennady early and maybe make it a long fight. However, he does not have the kind of punching power that we really would want to see a Gennady opponent have.
All right, let's take a look at the tail of the tape now for Golovkin and Murray. Very similar form for both fighters. They are both 32 years old. Golovkin 5'10.5", gives up an 1.5 inches in height to the 6-foot Murray. Arm length advantage of a 1/2 inch measured from the armpit to the end of the fist for Martin Murray. Golovkin weighed in a little bit more than a pound under, 160 pounds, the weight limit for the division, and Murray was just 1/10 of a pound under. Yesterday, the fighters weighed in at the Palace in central Monte Carlo, at the casino in central Monte Carlo, and the crowd there was overwhelmingly for Murray, as the promoter for the fight is Murray's promoter, South African Rodney Berman, and he has seen to it that the vast majority of the 900 tickets sold for this arena went to British fans. So the fans in the house will be rooting for Golovkin, as opposed to the audience around will be rooting for Murray, I should say, as opposed to the fans around the world who are most likely to be rooting for Golovkin. And we're about a minute away now from the two fighters walking into the ring. Once again, underlining the point that Gennady Golovkin, 28 knockouts in 31 fights, will be gunning for a 19th consecutive knockout tonight. He has the highest knockout percentage of any reigning champion in boxing at this moment, and the highest knockout percentage of any middleweight champion in the history of the sport. The last two opponents, both were billed as the best opponent so far for Golovkin. It was Daniel Geale of Australia who faced Golovkin July 26th in Madison Square Garden last year. Geale's promoter, Gary Shaw, was adamant in stating Daniel Geale's too good an athlete to be knocked out early by Gennady Golovkin, but he was rocked and knocked down in the 2nd round and then knocked out in the 3rd round as Golovkin put on another big drama show. Round 3, Geale already in trouble against Golovkin from what happened in the first 2 rounds. Landed a right hand on Golovkin's face, but the following punch from Golovkin, a counter right hand, floored Geale, and he was left rubber-legged and acknowledged to the referee that he was not ready to continue in the fight. That was knockout number 17 in a row for Triple G. And in his next fight, Triple G went to Carson, California, with an event titled Mexican Style. He faced a Mexican opponent, Juan Carlos Rubio, who had 62 knockouts of his own. and Golovkin erased him at 1 minute, 19 seconds of the second round. Marco Antonio Rubio was the name of that opponent. So once again, Martin Murray occupies the same role that was occupied by Gil and by Rubio and by others before them, the unofficial title, best opponent so far for Golovkin, as GGG continues to wait for the biggest names in the middleweight or super middleweight divisions to acknowledge him and face him in the ring. 900 fans here in the arena, making considerable noise now as England's Martin Murray prepares to come to the ring. And we're still waiting for Murray to make his way in. We mentioned earlier, quite a number of ring observers felt that he should have been the winner against Felix Sturm 4 years ago in Mannheim, Germany. And an equal number of boxing observers felt that he should have been the winner against Sergio Martinez in Buenos Aires in 2013.
Easily consider this guy an undefeated fighter. Very easily consider him an undefeated fighter. He went to Argentina, gave Martinez all the trouble he wanted, and he could have gotten the decision against Felix Sturm. So he's easily coming here as somewhat an undefeated fighter.
I agree. I thought that Martin Murray beat Felix Sturm. He got a draw in Germany, which is basically what that means. And the Martinez fight, I thought he eked out, could have gone either way, and he lost a close decision. One of the reasons is, at least a point of that decision was, that they didn't count the second knockdown as a knockdown. Martin Murray has fought some good fighters and has a legitimate undefeated case.
Both of the promoters involved in this fight, Rodney Berman, Murray's promoter, and of course Golovkin's promoter, Tom Loeffler, identify Murray as, in their minds, an uncrowned champion in the division because of those events with Sturm and Martinez. And now he's in the ring. And very soon we expect to see the emergence of Triple G with his American trainer, Abel Sanchez. Gennady trains in Big Bear, California, and as of just a month ago, he and his wife and 5-year-old son have moved into Santa Monica. So it's Gennady Golovkin of Kazakhstan now fighting out of Santa Monica, California. Murray strides back and forth in the ring. As Roy Jones has identified, a large, sturdy middleweight, but with 29 wins, only 12 knockouts, a seeming deficit of power, Roy.
Yes, a bad deficit in power, one in which I think Gennady Golovkin's promoter is very much aware of, and this is a great guy to put Gennady in against because maybe he can box enough to give Gennady the rounds. He definitely has the size to be able to withstand some of Gennady's attack, but we are still yet to see who can take that full-out attack from Gennady for 12 rounds.
And as Golovkin becomes more and more the darling of the sport because of his knockout prowess, there's considerable pressure for him to keep the knockout string going, but so far, Max Kellerman, no sign that the Kazakh star is affected by that mentality.
And partly that's because he's so devastating against good, solid middleweights, he can't get the elite fighters in the ring with him. So who we see him go up against are solid guys, guys who can handle themselves, but usually fighters without enough depth in their repertoire or punching power or whatever it may be to keep him off them for 12 rounds.
And here comes Triple G. This crowd making a lot more noise than you might have expected from only 900 spectators. And now with both fighters in the ring, we go to ring announcer Michael Buffer to begin the festivities.
Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please remain silent as we honor challenger and champion with their respective national anthems. First, the national anthem for the United Kingdom.
glorious queen, long live our noble queen, God save the queen, send the victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us, God save the queen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem for Kazakhstan.
Altın aslanı, altın dağlısı, yerlerden daslanı, yerlemi haraşı, yeşildin yerligen balkımız şıttı oy, namasın yerlige kazakın mıktı oy. Gelin gelin, gelin gelin, kırın boğaz, yeğenim, şarın boğaz, kögelimin yeğenim, tuğan çerim yeğenim, Kazakistan'ım. Kurbanға жолдашқан, кең байтақ жерім бар, бірлігі жарасқан, тәуелсіз елім бар, қарсы алған уақытты мәңгілік досындай, біздің ел бақытты, біздің ел болсындай. Елім елім, елім елім, күнім болып, егілемін, шырым болып, төгілемін елім, туған жерім менің, Қазақстаным. Елім елім, елім елім, күнім болып, егілемін, шырым болып, төгілемін елім, туған жерім менің, Қазақстаным.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à la salle des Étoiles Sporting Monte Carlo, Monaco. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the middleweight championship of the world. And it's all brought to you by Rodney Berman's Golden Gloves, K2 Promotions, and Triple G Promotions in association with Expo 2017, Cesna Bank, and SBM, sanctioned by the Monaco Boxing Federation, the World Boxing Association, Supervisor Gilberto Mendoza Jr., the International Boxing Organization, Supervisor President Ed Levine, and the World Boxing Council with their interim title on the line, represented by President Mauricio Suleiman. At ringside, the three judges scoring this bout, Stanley Christodoulou, Jack Woodburn, and Fernando Barrosa. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, World Championship veteran referee Luis Pabon. And now, for the standing room only fans in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Dame Gospoda, this is the moment we've been waiting for from Monaco. Let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner with his head trainer Oliver Harrison officially weighing in at 72.52 kilograms. His professional record, an outstanding one. 31 fights, 29 victories, including 12 wins by knockout, only one defeat. He's the former British Commonwealth and WBA Intercontinental Middleweight Champion and current WBC Silver Middleweight Champion, the challenger, the fighting pride of St. Helens, Merseyside, United Kingdom, Martin Murray. And fighting out of the red corner with his head trainer, Abel Sanchez, officially weighing in at 72.07 kilograms. This Olympic medalist now, as a professional, has a perfect professional record. 31 fights, 31 victories, including 28 wins by knockout, the highest KO ratio in middleweight championship history. From Karaganda, Kazakhstan, the reigning, defending, undefeated middleweight champion of the world, Gennady Triple G Golovkin.
Okay, guys, I give you instruction in the dressing room. We're having a clean match, okay? Good luck. God bless you.
Part of Gennady Golovkin's popularity has to do with these indelible boxing moments he leaves us with in every fight, it seems. The look on Curtis Stevens' face after getting dropped. Matthew Macklin writhing on the canvas. Daniel Giel hitting Golovkin, rocking him back, and then Golovkin coming right back and knocking Giel out. Can he do it again? That's what people have shown up to see.
Round one begins. Unlike many knockout punchers, whose knockout streaks are fueled by one great weapon, Golovkin does not depend on any one power punch to do the job for him. He has knocked opponents down with jabs. He has knocked them out with left hooks, right crosses, and uppercuts. He is capable of hurting the opponent at any moment. And one of the things he does best is to cut off the ring. Murray, a skilled boxer, says he won't be able to do that to me.
Murray, a great puncher with the straight punches, very efficient with the straight punches. Starting out doing a great thing, not allowing Gennady to just constantly push him back. So he'll make Gennady have to figure out a way to break that defense.
Murray slightly more active early on as Golovkin gets a look at him. Golovkin says generally he likes to spend round one looking at the opponent, sussing out his style, trying to figure out what mistake he can force the opponent to make.
Right now, it seems as though Gennady is looking for that uppercut when Martin leans forward with his head down. I saw him feint the right uppercut just now, and maybe he'll try to land it about round 2 or 3. But Martin Murray is fighting a very smart fight here for a guy with the lesser amount of power in the fight.
Murray with a jab and a right cross, combination, left hook to the body there, throwing more punches than Golovkin early in round one.
In boxing parlance, what Martin Murray is here is a cutie. He doesn't look like a cutie, big tattooed middleweight, but he's fighting that way, disturbing Golovkin's rhythm whenever he can, trying to be first with his punches at times, trying to play some defense.
And there was that right uppercut that I just spoke about.
Okay, break, stop.
Can't make the same mistake with Gennady twice. You make it 2 or 3 times, he's gonna make you pay. Martin kept dipping.
Hard right hand by Golovkin. Left hook to the body there. First 2 really meaningful punches from the Kazakh star.
And you see on Martin Murray's face high concern for the power of Golovkin already.
Okay, break. Stay back. Stay back.
Chest game, a little grin on Golovkin's face. Once again, tries for the right uppercut, just misses.
Yeah, Golovkin hit him with Murray hit him with a good punch, and he grinned to show Murray that it had absolutely no effect on him.
I think he was grinning to himself. Like if that's what I have to deal with, I'm all right.
Very good. Now, don't forget the arms, okay? He's already going to the shot. I already felt the first one, right? Once you get here, I like the one you hit here. Make sure, okay? Good job. Very good round. Just don't forget the work.
You're going to keep on testing your body, going down there.
Watch your head.
No ID. No ID, okay? Coming in as well. Don't forget this. Yeah. I'm trying to set up. Yeah, doing that time. Yeah. Body shot. So feel comfortable first before you trigger it up, okay?
Second out.
Round 2 begins. Round 1, not a particularly active offensive round for Golovkin, who generally throws more than 70 punches per round, well above the middleweight average. Murray tried to seize the offensive initiative in round 1. Now he's a little bit more on the defensive as Golovkin backs him up with a right hand.
Yeah, Jim, I think he tasted Golovkin's power toward the end of that last round, and that will put anyone on the defense.
Golovkin is clearly a hunter, but I wouldn't describe him as desperate to land his shots. He's intent to punish, but very patient, willing to vary the speeds on his punches, tap early to set up the big bomb later.
Largely British crowd gets excited as Murray lands a right hand high on the temple of Golovkin.
Another one.
And another one. Golovkin taking those punches pretty well.
Nobody throw.
Murray is getting leather onto Golovkin's skull, something some fighters have not been able to do.
And wisely tying him up once he lands his 1 or 2 shots, so Golovkin has a harder time countering.
The other thing you see that Martin is realizing is that usually he's stronger than his opponents as a middleweight. In the ring, in these tie-ups or these clinches you see, he's not the stronger guy necessarily. Golovkin is just as strong, if not stronger than him.
Golovkin slips a right hand, now backs Murray up, lands a right, and Murray ties him up again.
Nobody throw.
Murray's landing some really good punches, though. If he had punching power, this would be interesting.
Golovkin starting to open up as round 2 progresses. Having a pretty clear sense now of exactly how hard Murray can punch.
Murray throwing some really good power shots.
Good body shot by Martin Murray.
And Murray seems to be gaining confidence.
Last fighter to win a series of rounds against Golovkin, Kasim Uma, 4 years ago. That fight went to the 10th round. The toughest of the outings in Golovkin's 18 knockout streak. Murray's an entirely different kind of fighter than Uma, but he wants to duplicate the feat of taking this into the late rounds. 30 seconds to go in round number 2.
Murray has shown something this round, particularly with that hook to the body, knowing he had to put something on Golovkin to stop that forward momentum, not just hit him, not even with those right hands up top, but put something on him to stop him in his tracks, and he momentarily did it.
Murray has been able to duck most of Golovkin's hooking punches as round 2 comes toward a close. Next Saturday night, it's Road to Kovalev-Pascal. Join us for an in-depth look at Sergey Kovalev and John Pascal as they prepare for their upcoming showdown on March 14th. It's the live fight with streaking knockout artist Sergey Kovalev putting his 3 light heavyweight title belts on the line in Pascal's hometown of Montreal, which is a rocking hot fight town.
Deep breath. Make sure you set up the shot to the body, okay? A little uppercut, but you're throwing the uppercut here. I want to see the uppercut here, okay?
Where's the other bucket?
Buckets on the floor.
Okay. Come shield. Come shield.
CompuBox counting punches not here but in New York. And they find Murray landing 20 power punches in the first 2 rounds to only 14 for Golovkin. Here's an early rarity in the fight. Golovkin has been relatively patient compared to more recent outings against Rubio and Gil.
Go ahead.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, Martin Murray can think of himself as an undefeated fighter. His only 2 blemishes, the draw against Felix Sturm, a belt holder in Germany, which I thought he won. I think most people did. And the narrow points loss in which 1 knockdown wasn't officially counted against Sergio Martinez. I also thought he won that fight. And that fight was, of course, in Argentina.
It drew a crowd of 50,000 Argentines. And Murray told us he thought there was no way I was going to be given a chance to win that fight. If I had knocked him down 5 times, I might not have gotten out of the ring alive.
Rubio and Gil, neither were this aggressive in the fight either. Martin is not out here to lose. Martin is here to fight. Martin, and we knew that coming in because of his personality. Martin is a real fighter, a guy who does not care what you put in front of him. He's going to give you all he has. And you also have to take into effect that he has 12 championship rounds, or 24 championship rounds, that we think either one he could have come out of victorious.
A hard guy in his hometown of St. Helens, Merseyside, Northern England, Lancashire. By his own admission, he was on the wrong path as a teenager, wound up with 4 different prison stints, mostly, he says, for fighting. The one was for robbery. Since then, he's turned his life around, married, father of 3, on the straight and narrow now, devoted to his boxing career.
And told his people before this fight that he may have to go to the hospital afterwards, meaning he's willing to do whatever it takes to win this fight against Golovkin, and he expects a long, tough fight.
Right cross landing for Golovkin. Murray says, "You can't hurt me." Golovkin comes back firing, lands the left hook. Crowd coming more alive in Monte Carlo.
Hey, watch your head, okay?
45 seconds to go in round number 3.
And what will be interesting here is the conditioning of Murray, because he already has Golovkin in a place that we're not used to seeing him.
Murray's tight guard is limiting Golovkin's opportunities to land power shots, and he's getting in some good licks of his own. An excellent start in the fight for Martin Murray, who at least up to this point is proving up to the identity of best opponent yet in the Golovkin knockout streak.
And I think he's by far the best one yet. And he's hurt now.
Golovkin hurts him with the right hand.
Yes, he's hurt now big time.
Murray tries to reach out and grab Golovkin, can't quite get him.
And Golovkin did a great job of keeping his distance there.
Round comes to a close, but for the first time in the fight, Golovkin was able to hurt Martin Murray in the closing seconds of round 3.
Very good work. Jab is very important here, okay? Feint in the jab is very important. 2 feints in the jab is very important. Very important with the jab, set things up, okay?
He see Golovkin land a good left hook, followed by a straight right hand. Both were great damaging punches. Once again, a left hook followed by a good right hand right off the shoulder of Martin.
Good challenge. Stand up. This guy's gonna be ready for you.
Our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman, is scoring the fight from New York. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Chip, I've got a 2-1, 29-28. Gennady Golovkin. You know, Chip, Martin Murray's got quick hands. And I tell you, I thought he won that second round. He's got that very good left hook to the body. He's got a quick straight right hand. The problem I have with Martin Murray is his best defense is grabbing you. He really, really holds a lot. But be as it may, standing up to Golovkin's good shots. He did get hurt at the end of round 3, but I thought Martin Murray at least did win the second round. So after 3, it's a close fight. 2-1, Gennady Golovkin.
And Golovkin, who was selective with his punches in the first couple of rounds, is pouring it on now.
Yes, he
so
is.
Murray tries to fire back with equal volume.
Roy, you mentioned at the end of the last round, Golovkin's distance was superb and remains so. When he hurts Murray like there, he doesn't let Murray tie him up. He steps back just enough to keep a distance where he can maintain snap on his own shots.
Exactly. Most guys you see, they get so excited, overly excited, and they get too close to punch. Golovkin used his feet and kept his distance quite well so that he still could throw devastating punches at Martin Murray. However, Golovkin is breathing a little harder than we used to see him breathe at this point, and it could be to those body shots from Martin Murray. Great body work by Golovkin as well, though.
About 45 seconds ago, Golovkin hurt Murray again with the right hand. Has been trying to follow up on it, but Murray's tight defense and his will to keep throwing back are keeping him in the fight.
Golovkin and Abel Sanchez both thought that he needed a fight like this. They wanted it to go rounds. They wanted a guy who would fire back at Gennady because it's not good for a fighter just to mow down everyone in front of him. It doesn't get him to a good place in his own abilities throughout his career. He needs to sharpen up in fights like this.
That hurt him.
Body shot scores the knockdown as Murray goes to a knee. Tremendous body shot from Gennady Golovkin.
7, 8.
Murray gasping for breath as he gets up. Referee Ricardo Pedon says, you want to continue? Murray says yes. Golovkin goes in looking for the kill.
Of course he is.
Murray using his feet now, trying to run down the second time. No 3 knockdown rule in effect. 30 seconds left in round number 4. Martin Murray has now tasted the real Gennady Golovkin.
You want to continue?
Second opportunity to opt out. Murray continues. Golovkin with the opportunity. Time slipping away in round 4.
Not going to the body.
Not sure what that delay by Pabon was.
He heard the 10-second knock and thought it was the end of the round.
That was a small break for Martin Murray.
Golovkin did not follow up his advantage to the body there at the end of that round.
Probably thought he was going to knock Murray out to the head.
Here you see Golovkin come in with a right uppercut, followed by a beautiful right hook to the body just as Murray picked his arms up to leave, and that one took all of the air out of him because he thought he was far enough away so that he could relax, and he wasn't. Once again, you see the uppercut, followed by a beautiful right hook just as Martin Murray was trying to vacate the corner, caught him off guard, caught him trying to breathe in. A great body shot, well placed by Triple G. The second knockout, you see Triple G on the attack. That same right hook to the body. He was more ready for that one, but I think that was kind of pain from the first body shot.
Golovkin flirted with a penalty for hitting Murray while he was down, as the knee was already on the canvas. But we continue now on into round 5. So with 2 knockdowns in the 4th round, Golovkin now totally in control on the scorecards.
His mastery of distance and his calmness led to that knockdown. He was throwing an uppercut and sort of stopped it midway through. Didn't really throw it because he was setting Martin Murray up to the body.
What he tells you, and we talked about it yesterday too, Max, he tells you that he goes out the first couple of rounds, finds the mistake. We said that the earmuff case would cause him to catch Murray, and that's exactly what happened. Just as Murray put his arms up to grab the ears, he got caught with that body shot. And now he has a nosebleed.
That uppercut has caused Murray's nose to bleed.
Now you see a shark hunting for blood.
The earmuffs are when Martin Murray puts up those hands by his ears and tucks his elbows as his defense.
And that invites both body punches and uppercuts. And Murray trying to blow blood out of his nose, that's not a good idea.
Not at all. And if he keeps ducking in like this, he's gonna run to the uppercut again, which Gennady just threw.
And he'll swell up his eyes by blowing his nose if his nose is damaged.
Exactly. Well, because of the competitiveness of Martin Murray early on, you're getting a chance to see the entire Golovkin arsenal. Every idea he can find to hurt Martin Murray. Straight left-hand uppercut.
Good punches by Murray right now. He's on his last breath, but he's throwing great punches. A desperation man right now, throwing good desperation.
Hard right hand by Murray. Golovkin comes back with a body shot. Murray fighting to stay in the fight and very determined at this point.
Murray's damaged, and he's not a big puncher, but a big, strong middleweight with heart who's desperate. You got to respect his power, I think, Roy.
With a heart of gold, you hear me? Never would I be ashamed to have a fighter like Martin Murray. You hear me? Under these circumstances, he's steadily giving it all he got, trying his hardest to land that big shot, never giving up. And Triple G is all over, man. This is a real killer that he has chasing him right now.
What a combination by Golovkin. Left hook to the body, left uppercut, right cross. All of those punches landed. Murray is in real trouble, but fighting on tremendous heart.
And with the storm swirling around him, Golovkin, he stays calm. It's the reason he's able to place those punches so accurately.
And Murray really busted up right now, still trying all that he has to land punches, combinations and body shots.
Looks like he's gonna make it out of round 5, but bloodied badly by Golovkin.
Okay, we're back in the fight. We're back in the fight. You hear me?
Hey there.
You just get your breath back. That's all you gotta do. Keep your eye on Johnny. Book it, Joe.
Matt, it's all right, it's not the side of you. Book it!
Eyes on Johnny, not him.
Close your eyes.
You're gonna need to stay focused now, Martin.
Yeah, all right, man.
We're back in the fight. Right? We're back in the fight now, Rep. He's back in the fight now. Okay, good.
Don't blow.
I knew you was gonna be marked, right? But he's getting marked too.
Yeah, I know.
But you're only doing it when you...
Come here. They got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to give you the score as per the WBC rules after the 4th round, these are the points after the 4th round.
So Murray's trainer Oliver Harrison says you're back in the fight now. And Murray's face indicates maybe he's not so sure, but the will is still there as he comes out for round 6 against Golovkin. Blood now flowing again from the nose as Gennady touched it up immediately at the beginning of the round.
That
Great
daggone
body
Martin,
shots by Murray.
Martin Murray has a heck of a heart on him, son.
And he's throwing punches with bad intentions at Golovkin.
Really bad intent.
Not just stay off me punches, but punches that say I'm still trying to win this fight against all odds.
But among Golovkin's many attributes so far in his career, an iron chin to go with the great punching power and all the skill. Last year, in his Monte Carlo appearance, February of 2014, Golovkin went to the 8th round before knocking out Ousmane Adama. Knocked Adama out with a jab.
And I don't care what your chin is or who you are. If a big, strong, desperate middleweight hits you right, you can go like anyone else.
Yeah, anything can happen, that's for sure. No blow the referee didn't call.
Halfway through round number 6, tremendous show of courage and tenacity by Martin Murray as Gennady Golovkin tries to continue busting him up.
What a nightmare to be in a compromised position as all his opponents find themselves against Golovkin. Just relentless.
Now he has to be careful of that body shot, because if he catches him with a body shot right now, it could be really bad for Martin, because he's been throwing a few punches. He has his arms up high, not really protecting that rib cage. And now it's the time that Gennady will look to sneak one in.
Hard right hand by Murray, backs Golovkin off momentarily.
Real good right hand by Murray.
Good boxer, and he's shown it here tonight. Left hook lands for Golovkin. Focusing on uppercuts for the moment as he tries to continue damaging Murray's bloodied nose. Jab, jab, right cross. Uppercut, 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 uppercut.
And look for
4
that,
in a row.
And look for that body shot off of those uppercuts at any time now.
20 seconds to go in round 6. Murray hanging in. Golovkin comes back to the body as Murray tries to tighten his guard.
And we have to give Gennady some good credit for defense here.
This Tuesday, don't miss the premiere of Real Sports, featuring a look at the big business that has grown around climbing Mount Everest and the increased risks it has created for the native Sherpas who lead the excursions. Real Sports on Tuesday.
Oh man, still with the climber, I know you can. The only problem with stuff like that is that you're making it just like you're doing in sparring, adapting the pace, taking the pace. You've got to take the pace to take it from him. Just little shot like he's doing and then make the big shot. Make him see you've got a plan and we'll make it work. At the moment you're making his plan work. So he's not getting as tired. And you're not going to step down. I need him to step down. I know it's hard, but we're still going to try the little digs every now and then. And then push it back a bit. I need him to push it back a bit.
We're halfway through the 12-round distance in Monte Carlo. Gennady Golovkin relatively unmarked. Martin Murray bleeding from both nostrils. Left eye is beginning to close. He's taken some thunder, but he's hung in against the #1 knockout artist in the sport. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 6?
Okay, Jim, I've got it 5 rounds to 1. 59-53, Gennady Golovkin. I tell you, Jim, he's absolutely relentless. He gets 2 extra points in round number 4 for the 2 knockdowns. 2 knockdowns, it becomes a 10-7 round for Golovkin, which, you know, really puts a lot of points in his favor. I mean, I've got him ahead right now by 6 points, but he's doing a tremendous job with that right uppercut. It's unbelievable. And certainly, those jabs and those hooks doing a tremendous amount of damage to Martin Murray. 5 rounds to 1, Gennady Golovkin.
Golovkin dominating, but cannot afford to get careless against a thoroughly determined and still working Martin Murray. Now Murray switches southpaw momentarily. Golovkin didn't throw a punch while he was in that stance. Comes back with the right hand and another uppercut.
And that Julio Cesar Chavez-style left uppercut right there is really causing Murray the most problems. That's what has damaged his nose, and that's what's giving Golovkin the opportunity to open him up for other punches.
Yeah, that left uppercut is setting him up for everything.
Yes, it is. And it's mainly because of the hands being held high to the face, like you said, Max, about the earmuffs.
Now Golovkin showing you a tight defense as he blocks several punches from Murray while waiting for a moment and an opening of his own. He's not all offense.
I don't think we've seen a fighter fight Golovkin with the heart that Martin Murray has. If he had the punch, this could have been a very, very interesting fight, more interesting than it even is now.
This fight's not over yet, but you wonder if some fighters will get brave watching this fight as it relates to Golovkin, based on the limited success here and there that Martin Murray's been able to have.
That would be good for the sport.
Or do they see just another Golovkin beating so far?
You see a guy that's constantly on you no matter what. No matter how many rounds you go, how much you hit him with, where you hit him at, he's constantly in your face, ducking and dodging, blocking punches, hitting you with big shots like that. It's very difficult for people to want to fight him.
And outboxing you. Golovkin, there's a tendency to think the guy coming forward isn't boxing, but Golovkin, in all of his fights, shows superior skill.
And now he's basically worn Martin Murray down. You see right here, Martin Murray's body language is just that I'm finished. One more good body shot should finish this thing if he sets it up right.
15 seconds to go in round 7. Murray gets in a counter right hand.
Real good
His
right
trainer,
hand.
Oliver Harrison, very excited in the corner as Murray mounts a little bit of a rally here in the closing seconds of round 7. And for the second year in a row, Golovkin will go to round 8 in Monte Carlo before Prince Albert. And his father-in-law, seated to his right with the white scarf around his neck. He's the massive Golovkin fan who wanted him to come here and fight.
Okay, so you're going to keep that defense work going. Yeah. Oh, we did defense work all right. Very good. What do you mean all right? Very good. He's got that pressure. He's got that presence still there. But every now and then you knock it out of him and he doesn't know what to do. There's times when he wants to knock you out, Martin. You hear me? He wants to knock you out, but he can't. You're tucking up really good. So he's setting you up to the
He sees this left uppercut that I'm talking about, the Julio Cesar Chavez type left uppercut. Left uppercut. One, look, and there's the overhand right that the left uppercut sets up. Because you're looking for the left uppercut again and not paying attention to what else he does. So while you're looking for that left uppercut, he sneaks the overhand right around the glove.
It's so appropriate that you mentioned Julio Cesar Chavez, Roy. If you ask Abel Sanchez, Gennady Golovkin's trainer, is there any fighter whose style you have in mind while you train Golovkin? And the answer is Julio Cesar Chavez. Cut off the ring, suffocate the opponent, pound him to the body, discourage him over the course of the fight.
He does remind one of a middleweight version of Chavez.
That body shot hurt. The biggest thing about him, though, Jim, is that he sustains a very relentless attack. Power doesn't drift away, and he constantly stays right in your face.
Roy, is there something about his technique that helps him to generate such extraordinary power, or is it purely a matter of great physical strength?
No, it's his technique, his footwork, the proper way that he throws his punches. He's always low. You never see him rise up with his punches. He stays low, he maintains his body composure, and he is a strong individual, not to mention. So all of his body is in every punch. And with that being said, he turns out to be one hell of a power puncher.
He also has that thing that Chavez had, which is every punch he lands throughout the fight, you just get the feeling that the other guy has to take that punch around with him like baggage for the rest of the fight. Whereas the shots that get landed against Golovkin like Chavez seem to roll off his back.
8th round of a scheduled 12 in Monte Carlo. Gennady Golovkin doing continuous damage, but unable to put Martin Murray away so far.
Oh, good uppercut.
Oh, he set that up with looping left hands to the top of the head.
Two looping left hands to the top of the head.
Murray has the guts of a burglar, but now he goes down again. And this is going to be ruled a slip rather than a knockdown.
Murray's corner may want to think about
this. Is about that might have been an exhaustion fall.
It is. It's more about exhaustion than anything, Jim. And right now he's ready. I think the corner should step up and stop it. He has a big heart, but here's where a guy can have too much heart for his own good.
The ref wants to continue his career. A stoppage would be a good idea.
Well, not even his career, his life down the line. When you see a guy taking this type of punishment, and he's not going to ever give up, so it's time for somebody else to step in and take it from him.
Yeah, he's not going to quit. The ref wants to stop it, and he has to be protected from himself here and his own heart.
This was the case with Curtis Stevens in the small room at Madison Square Garden a couple of years ago. Stevens made it out of round 8. Then the referee came to the corner and said to his trainer, "Are you sure you want to keep going?" And the trainer said, "No, we don't." Oh. Golovkin is punishing Murray now.
Yes.
Whatever Murray told his corner going into the fight, hey, don't stop it. I want to go out on my shield. I think it's time that they ignore that advice.
Exactly.
Breathe and get it back. Don't blow. Just breathe and get it back.
Well, it doesn't look like that's their state of mind.
You're marking every round. You're letting them get closer and closer and making it the pace. Well, we've got to stop this. We've got to stop it this round if we want to win this fight. And I still believe he can win the fight. He can catch him. He's walking in with his head right here like this. And you're not hitting him in the face. It's right here. Hit him. If he's head's there, hit him. If he's there, hit him. He's putting his head right there. You're just doing nothing and doing that. Whack him in the head. Do you understand? Don't let him put his head in front of you without hitting him. If his head's there, hit him and hit him hard in the head.
So the referee Pamon visited Murray's corner. Not exactly sure what he said to them, but I think I might have heard Oliver Harrison, the trainer, say, if you can't do better this round, we're going to consider stopping the fight. Then he went on to say, I still think you can win it.
Well, they're not wrong about Golovkin just walking in at times and being there to be hit, but the reason he's so confident walking in is because the beating he's doled out. He doesn't feel that what's coming back is threatening, and for good reason.
CompuBox counting punches from New York off the video monitor now finds Golovkin landing 45% of his power shots in the fight. Gennady Golovkin lands 45% of his power shots, you're going to get beat up. Simple as that.
And Martin Murray is still trying his hardest, son.
Landing some good punches.
Doing the very best he can.
What a warrior.
But as Murray lands his few good punches, here comes Golovkin with his fuselage of great punches.
Well, of course, Golovkin is the superior fighter here without a doubt. And he's the superior punching power guy in the division right now. So we expect him to keep his fuselage on. He's just coming and throwing.
We were told before the fight that there would be no open scoring, which is an option that sometimes takes place with WBC fights. But indeed, they just announced the scores to the audience. Golovkin is up by 8 points on one card, or 8 points on two cards, and 10 points on a third card.
Look at that Golovkin technique now of chopping down with the left hand, Jim, on the top of on the temple on the left side, and then coming up with the right uppercut on the opposite side.
And there were four good short punches by Martin Murray just then.
Yeah, Golovkin taking a four-punch combination from Murray, but seemingly unfazed as he keeps walking in, keeps backing Murray up and firing. Murray lands another right hand. 1 minute left to go in round number 9. Murray giving about as good as he's getting in this round, the only difference being the power deficit. Golovkin's punches are simply harder. Golovkin almost slipped there. Murray saw an opportunity and jumped at him.
Let you know how game that doggone Murray is, son.
Murray's answer to that chopping down left hand is his own right hand that's landed to good effect this round.
Murray is trying as hard as he can to respond to what Oliver Harrison asked him to do.
And he's doing it, actually.
There's a lot of excitement in Murray's corner as trainer and the chief and the other assistants are standing up and cheering, basically, for Murray. They want their man to take Golovkin into the 10th round. Again, in the 18 knockout streak, the longest fight was 10 rounds against Kasim Uma. Uma takes punches so well, it's almost impossible to hurt him. Golovkin eventually did. Monte Carlo at night. Only 38,000 residents in this Principality of Monaco. Arguably the richest community of its size anywhere in the world.
All he's doing is more making his thing. Well, the other thing is this, Martin. When it's there, and now you're going bang, bang. Now you're going
well,
bang,
they're going to let
bang,
Murray
bang,
go to the 10th round, clearly.
Bang, bang, bang.
So now the knockout streak is on the line. And Murray is threatening to become the first man in 19 fights to go the distance with Gennady Golovkin.
Yeah, but he got a long 3 rounds, Jim.
Nobody's ever gone 12 rounds with Golovkin.
Well, imagine if Murray gets the decision against Stern that he deserved, and the one against Martinez that was close, but I thought he deserved. All of a sudden, the perception of who Martin Murray is different, and this makes a little more sense.
Well, once again, the billing was best opponent so far, and absolutely true to this point. Harold, how do you have it into the 10th?
You know, Jim, without question, he's the guttiest opponent so far. I've got an 8 rounds to 1, 89-80, Gennady Golovkin. You know, Jim, you can hardly name me a fight where a guy's taking a beating like this, and you know, they don't stop the fight, and the guy who's taking the beating wins. I mean, he's so far behind on his scorecards, and he's taking a terrible beating. It really wouldn't hurt if they stopped the fight. Here's it made Martin Murray trying like heck, got a huge heart, throwing punches and then moving away, trying to hang in there, but taking a terrible beating. I've got Gennady Golovkin by 9 points.
Though I thought Murray had a pretty decent round last round and probably winning this round so far.
If there's ever a guy that could bounce back and win a fight like that, it would be Martin Murray, because he definitely has the heart to. I got a friend named Spencer over in the UK that always told me about Martin Murray and how tough he was. And I have to say that he was 2,000% right or correct.
Only 3 fighters in Gennady Golovkin's professional career have made it to the final bell, all within the first 13 pro fights. Since then, 18 knockouts in a row. That streak now being threatened by Martin Murray. A bloodied, battered, beaten Martin Murray trying to simply earn a moral victory by going the distance.
And still fighting his behind off.
Martin Murray's skill, by the way, you know, the thought going into this fight by many was that earmuffs defense of his is tailor-made for Golovkin. How is he going to avoid even getting out of the early rounds to the middle rounds with Golovkin, given his style? But he makes it work for him to the extent that it has in this fight. He's a skilled, courageous fighter who's simply been overmatched so far tonight.
Well, we mentioned before the fight, there's a natural pressure that builds with Golovkin's 18 knockout streak. The question of whether he can continue it. It could conceivably be a blessing in disguise for Triple G to go the distance, relieve himself from the pressure of the knockout streak, and maybe encourage some of the other top middleweights in the world to consider getting into the ring with him. 15 seconds left in this round. Murray about to make it into the 11th. Takes a maybe not. Tremendous right-hand shot by Golovkin. Murray sailed through the air before landing on the canvas.
7, 8.
His corner tells him to get up.
Continue.
Come on, guys.
And a staggered Martin Murray will get a chance to go to the 11th.
Come here, flip it. Get you back.
Round 11.
We do it, son? Okay. I'll let you know in a minute. What? I'll let you know after this, after the minute's finished. He's looking all right, though. He's all right. I'm okay. They're dying to stop the fight. They're dying to stop it, Martin. Hear me out.
I'm good, mate. Very, very good. Don't stop it.
Here you see Martin Murray get caught with a right hand right there. As he was spinning out, Golovkin came with that same right hand again, high on the top of the head. Great punch by Golovkin, great 2 punches. The first right hand right there, which did more damage than the second one did, I think, and the second one just wrecked him.
What's the cost of trying to go the distance with Golovkin?
Well, I think that's the discussion that Pabon wanted to have in Murray's corner, but they wanted no part of it. They're eager for their man to continue fighting.
The fighters who are knocked out early are being done a favor in a way.
Golovkin almost slips. First time that Gennady Golovkin has been to the 11th round in his professional career.
Because this is the type of beating, while it raises Martin Murray's stock in one sense, it could finish him as a top fighter in another sense.
Yes,
it could take all the fight out of him.
Yes, it could, Max.
That was a colossal right-hand shot in the last round. And now Pabon's going to stop it. He's seen enough, whether the people in Murray's corner have seen it or not. And the knockout streak continues. And Murray looks thoroughly done.
That was a very good stoppage, in spite of some moments of success that Martin Murray had in some of those rounds. I thought there were other points that would have been very good stoppages too.
An 11th round technical knockout for Golovkin, knockout number 19 in a row. 29 knockouts in 32 fights. Certainly won't be seen as his best performance, although Murray will be seen as his best opponent.
By far.
Amazing that someone will be seen as the best opponent when he was behind by 10 points on the scorecards and was knocked down 3 times in the fight.
But he had a big heart, Jim. Huge. And that's what made the difference.
Tremendous entertainment for the British crowd.
Well, Murray coming into this fight was perceived by, I'd say many, as a top 5-ish middleweight, and I don't think his stock goes down after this performance.
It shouldn't. He hung in more than anyone else has been able to do. against the guy generally acknowledged as the best middleweight in the world, although once again, Miguel Cotto is the lineal champion of the division. Here's the stoppage by Pavon.
Yeah, you see the overhand right. Pavon realized his legs were weak when he came out at the beginning of the round. He took a dip right there, then he took a right hand too big. Legs gave away again, and Pavon did a great job of stepping in and saving him from himself.
Looked like the reason was that Murray dropped his gloves.
Yeah,
as soon as he dropped his gloves, Pavon thought he's too vulnerable.
Yeah, well, watch his legs right here, Jim. When you see right there, his legs gave away right there. Pavon knew at that point it was over. But he had weak legs at the beginning of that round.
Although we weren't able to hear the conversation in the corner that preceded that round, it certainly appeared that Pavon made an appeal to Oliver Harrison, Murray's trainer, to consider stopping it and ending the damage at that point. When Harrison wouldn't listen, Pavon simply waited for the first logical moment to stop the fight in the 11th and then did so.
Well, to his credit, it wasn't only Harrison that wouldn't listen. Murray kept saying that he was ready and don't stop it too.
Absolutely.
So you can't make a man stop when he doesn't want to stop. The referee did the smart thing, then come back out there. First chance he got, he stopped it, and that was very smart.
I agree. Terrific job of refereeing by Pavon.
Yes.
And success continues for Gennady Golovkin, but you wonder, did he show enough vulnerability tonight? Did he demonstrate enough holes in his game that it might encourage another top middleweight to get into the ring with him?
No, I don't think so, Jim. He's given every champion that he's faced this same amount of hell. It doesn't matter which champion it was, he still gave them the same amount of hell. So that doesn't do anything bad for Martin Murray.
And by the way, you know, we talked about Murray not being a huge puncher, but he landed some very solid shots tonight. So Golovkin's chin continues to hold up as advertised.
Yes, it does.
Number 11, the winner by TKO victory and still the undefeated middleweight champion of the world, the fighting pride of Kazakhstan, Gennady Triple G Golovkin.
Right, Joey, here with the undefeated world champion now, 32 fights, 29 knockouts. Absolutely phenomenal. Triple G Golovkin.
You won almost every round. It's just we live on television now. Triple G, what do you say about your fight? It was absolutely brilliant. Your Serene Highness, Prince Albert.
Yeah, to present the belt. Thank you.
Final CompuBox numbers. Golovkin landing at 292 out of 816, a connect percentage of 36%, more than 40% of his power punches landed, and he wins by 11th round TKO. Murray landing 131 out of 469, landing at a 28% connect rate. That's pretty good against a defender as good as Golovkin, and the effort was there every minute of every round for Martin Murray.
What next? Who does he fight? Does he fight Cotto? Does he fight the winner of Mayweather Pacquiao? Who does this great fighter fight? You know, we're fortunate that his that's not on our shoulders.
Once again, Golovkin extends his record to 32-0 with 29 knockouts and extends the knockout streak to 19 in a row. And now, Roy Jones, let's look at some highlights from the fight, beginning in round 4, when Golovkin broke through after 3 very good rounds for Martin Murray.
Yeah, he hit it with that body shot finally, and that body shot kind of broke the ice, gave him an opportunity to realize that he could hurt Martin Murray, and that started the onslaught of punishment.
After those 2 knockdowns in round number 4, Golovkin seemed to have found the formula, hurting Murray continuously with right-hand shots to the body. But Murray tightened his defense, got a little bit more conservative, stayed in the fight, landed some combinations, didn't really show vulnerability again until round 10 when Golovkin connected with the right hand that sailed Murray through the air and onto his back. And then when Murray's corner sent him back out for the 11th round, Referee Pabon simply waited for the right moment to stop it and did so when Murray was hurt with the right hand and allowed his hands to drop. And Roy Jones, what do you think of Golovkin tonight?
Well, I think it was a great job. I think that was what you see happens when a guy goes to the body at the right tempo in a fight. He went to the body early, made the bigger guy become the weaker guy, took his legs away from him with precision body punching, and that's how you work a guy's body down. They say kill the body and the head will die.
Big drama show continues. Let's go to Max Kellerman with Triple G.
Congratulations, Gennady. Another devastating performance. Jim Lampley just said big drama show continues. What's your feeling about your performance tonight?
I feel it's great. Why? Because this is my plan. Just thank you very much for Monaco. Thank you very much for all fans. You know, this is my strategy. Maybe just first 5-6 rounds, just show you my drama show, and after 6th round, just knock him down.
He was able to extend you farther than we've seen you in recent years. He had moments of success where he was able to land combinations. Why was he able to do that?
You know, Max, today is a beautiful day, and just I don't feel of course he's a strong fighter. He's a very good fighter, and my plan is my plan. It doesn't matter what he's doing. Just I know my plan. Just 5-6 rounds, just boxing, and finished.
There were several moments in that fight where it looked like the referee could have stopped it. Did you consider asking for that at any point, or were you content to just keep doing your business until the fight was over?
No, Max, just this is, I see I'm control this position, I control this time, you know, this. For me, it doesn't matter. I'm very happy because, you know, referee says, okay, let's go in later, you know.
What I mean is, at any point, are you ever concerned for your opponent's health and safety when you're dishing out that kind of punishment over an extended fight?
No, today, not easy fight, just I'm very compact, not crazy punch and my lucky punch, just slow, step by step, like drama show.
So another spectacular stoppage against the best middleweight who would get in the ring with you. What's next?
I hope Miguel Cotto, because he's WBC champion. I need, my goal is just all the belts in middleweight division. I need unification fight.
Are you ever concerned that as you continue to look this devastating, you lower the chances that Miguel Cotto or whoever else will get in the ring with you?
You know, I know my job in the ring. Just thank you very much for my team. You know, just is this job for my promotions, for Tom Love, my work in the ring.
Thank you, Gennady. Jim?
All right, thanks very much, Max Kellerman. Now you come join us so we can talk a little bit about other big news in boxing. Meanwhile, that was Gennady Golovkin's 9th fight in the last 24 months. Had his father not died at this point last year, it would have been 10 fights in 24 months. He's by far, Roy, the most persistently active champion in boxing. That's another reason why he's so good, right?
Yeah, that's what kind of made Mike Tyson so devastating in his day. Mike Tyson was fighting every 6 to 8 weeks, constantly knocking guys out. People became familiar with Mike and those knockout victories, and we wanted to see more of them. So now we're getting the same type of feel from Gennady Golovkin. We're seeing him constantly come out, put pressure on guys and take them out, and that's what boxing's all about for us, so we're loving it.
You know, I'm so glad you brought up Mike Tyson, because with this knockout going to 19 in a row, Golovkin has now equaled the longest knockout streak of Tyson's career. Those 19 Tyson knockouts in a row took place at the very beginning of his career. Golovkin has done it a little bit farther on in his career, meaning in theory he's facing tougher opposition in his 19 knockout streak than was the case for Mike. Another indicator of what a dramatic effect he's having on the sport.
Yes.
So Roy Jones, now that Max has joined us, let's turn our attention away from Golovkin and talk about the giant news in boxing this weekend. As we mentioned earlier, an agreement now in place for Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather to get together on May 2 and fight each other in what has been anticipated for 6 years as boxing's next big mega event. Roy, I'll turn to you first. Manny Pacquiao at this point is 36 years old. We've waited a long time for this. Floyd Mayweather's 38. Sometimes when guys are farther along in their career, you get a little bit more active fight, more drama. What kind of fight do you expect we're going to see between Pacquiao and Mayweather?
Well, honestly speaking, Jim, I'm just so delighted that the fight has been made and that both guys have agreed. But to me, it's one of those things to where if you got Larry Bird in shape right now and you got Michael Jordan in shape right now, you still gonna get one hell of a quarter of basketball. Now, we're not sure how long that quarter would last, but you're gonna get a hell of a quarter because you got two of the best. Not to mention that I won the heavyweight championship of the world, something I never should have gotten my hands on, except by the grace of God, at the age of 36. 36 is not old in today's society, and neither is 38. So don't think Floyd is too old, and don't think Pacquiao is too old. Age is not gonna be an excuse here. It's all about who can come out, execute their game plan, and win the fight.
Every expert observer of boxing expects this to be the biggest economic event in the history of the sport. What are some other standards, Max, by which we demonstrate how massive this event will be?
I would say this is legitimately, hyperbole aside, the biggest boxing event, the biggest fight since Ali Frazier won. Yes, bigger than Ali Foreman. Going in, Ali was considered a massive underdog against Foreman. In retrospect, that fight is a much bigger deal. Yes, bigger than the Thrill in Manila. Again, going in, Frazier especially was considered past his prime. Leonard and Hagler maybe, or Leonard and Hearns, but the world is much more interconnected now. That was pre-internet and obviously pre-social media. This will be the biggest fight since Ali Frazier won. That's 44 years. And I think the numbers will bear that out when all is said and done.
May 2 in Las Vegas, live on pay-per-view. You've waited a long time, and now you are likely to get a chance to see it. Obviously, anything could go wrong between now and May 2, but it appears both fighters are very motivated to get together, and the expectation is that the event is going to take place. Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao once and for all. And now, having established all that, let's look ahead to the rest of the HBO boxing schedule. February 28th, it's the premiere of Road to Kovalev versus Pascal. We take you inside the training camps of Sergei Crusher Kovalev and Jean Pascal as they prepare for their upcoming clash. March 14, it's the live fight, featuring the return of three-belt light heavyweight title holder Sergei Kovalev, as the hard-punching Russian aims to build off the biggest win of his career.
Down goes Hopkins on the first solid right hand that Kovalev threw.
Standing in his way is former champion Jean Pascal, who looks to put on a show in front of his hometown fans at the Bell Center in Montreal.
Hard right hand by Pascal.
Also that night, a heavyweight showdown between Ukrainian Vyacheslav Laskov and Philadelphia's Steve Cunningham. March 17, it's the next edition of my show, The Fight Game. Join me, along with Max Kellerman and Michelle Beadle, as we discuss top-of-mind storylines, newsmakers, and issues in boxing. After an absence of 7 years, the heavyweight champion returns to the United States.
Left hook lands for Klitschko, and down goes Pulev.
Vladimir Klitschko returns to the Mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden, and defends the heavyweight championship against undefeated Philadelphia native Bryant Bye-Bye Jennings. May 9, it's the return of Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez.
Down goes Valdivier on a rocket left hook.
Canelo will be in tough against the always dangerous offensive machine, James Kirkland.
Kirkland is in his zone right now. He can smell blood.
He's giving Tapia a frightful beating.
Don't miss a moment of the action. For more information on the schedule and the fighters, go to HBO.com and InsideHBOBoxing.com. If you missed any portion of this telecast or just want another look at Gennady Golovkin versus Martin Murray, this broadcast will re-air in its entirety tonight at 10:15 p.m. And one final note before we sign off. We want to hear your reactions to tonight's bout. Tweet us your thoughts with the hashtag BigDramaShowSweeps. Your tweet could win a trip to New York for you and a friend to see Klitschko versus Jennings live. For official rules, visit HBOBoxingContest.com. So for the entire HBO Boxing team, thank you for being with us for this edition of World Championship Boxing from Monte Carlo.